Uh, Greetings, YouTubers and live videoers. It's me, Wayman29, and I wanted to come on because I just realized something, and it's a great realization, and it was most refreshing. And I know I've been blabbing a lot about knowing what is in front of your face, and I haven't been practicing it myself. Smadewell, Smadewell, has been leaving comments, but he hasn't been doing any personal videos. He's been leaving some comments, and he dropped me a link, and it went to some essays and some projects that he was working on, which are excellent because it's right up my alley. Not that it has to do with the topic, even though I'm interested in the topic. It's the way he does his research. And you don't get these kinds of people coming out every day, is what I'm saying. These are the kind of people who aren't going to some big university. These aren't the kind of people that have a formal training. These are the kind of people that had a question in their mind, and it swallowed them, because the question to them was like Mott, whose mouth stretched from the earth to the sky and ends up being all-consuming, and they pursue it. Now, I've been to this gentleman's website, and I'm going to post a link to those interested. You all may not be. I don't see this person as some, God, because I know some people would say that. I'm just very impressed because I'm all excited about this, because I know a few other people like this, and I also find myself like this, and I'm going to describe what you mean, what I'm trying to get across. I bet you that Smadewell has a lot of binders in his house, on his bookshelves. And I bet you there's a lot of books on his bookshelf that he collected and he hasn't gotten to yet, but he knows he will at some point. And I can almost bet that he spends a lot of time at the libraries, or even has librarians getting stuff in on interlibrary loans, maybe going to the university libraries, copying out articles and different things, and collecting magazines and periodicals on this topic. And it's people like that I have a great appreciation for, because the question consumed them, and they went to the ends to know what they know. And it made me realize that all this stuff that I've been blabbing is that I'm just on the cusp of something. I'm on the cusp, which means I'm standing on Mott's tongue. I didn't get to his stomach yet. And what's really interesting is these kinds of people end up being authorities on the topic. And to talk to these people, it's most refreshing, because they don't come out every day, or you don't notice them every day, because they're just normal people. I believe that what's really interesting about this is that I particularly enjoy being around these people. I have another, my friend Richard, who did what I mentioned, and I have books and books that he's recommended. I have articles. I have a bunch of binders that I still have to go through on Old Testament stuff when he was going through that period of figuring things out. And he's still doing it, and it's a beautiful thing. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, or what kind of topic or question consumes you. It's the process on going to the ends, on finding that answer. And this is what Smadewell, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, has done. And I almost didn't even realize it. And I feel bad that he's been participating in these discussions, and he's more authoritative on the topic than myself. And I'm writing cheesy comments like, "Thank you for your point of view." But I plan on to be looking at some of this stuff and looking at some of his resources and maybe getting to know him a little bit better and getting to know the subject matter a little bit better. And what I would like to do is maybe collaborate in some way, exchange some information, and see where it goes, because I know a couple other people who are just like him, who also may be interested in this sort of thing, including my buddy Richard. If you get a chance, Richard wrote some articles on my blog. You can check out. He's a pretty intelligent guy. He's off doing some other things right now. I'm not quite sure what. He went from Old Testament to criminology, so that overtook him. And so I have bookshelves and bookshelves on criminology, and he even forced me to go to a convention with him. But that's a whole nother story for another video. I just want to say that I appreciate the scholarship and research that Smadewell has taken years to accumulate, and this is what brilliance is all about. So thank you for your comments. Glad I recognized you were here, and I'm glad that you came in and sat in the back and was patient with me as I foolishly blabbed on. I realize now that I only scratched the surface of what I'm doing, and I plan on taking more time to pursue this whole New Testament idea and maybe Old Testament stuff at a deeper level. So I just want to thank my subscribers for commenting, and especially Smadewell, who has wrote a series of comments and took the time, and when composed, it's a beautiful essay, and he really knows what he's talking about, whether you agree with him or not, which is interesting. That's the way it is with these people. You can disagree with them, and you can still appreciate the research. So, I'm going to be checking out some of these things and hopefully expanding my knowledge in this area. And I really appreciate people who like I said 100 times, go through the trouble and taking the time and doing the hard work and rolling up their sleeves, and along the way even changing their ideas about how they thought about things. So you read some early essays, and maybe later you read the same thing, and it's totally different, from a totally different view, with even themselves admitting at times maybe they didn't have it all quite together as they should, which I'm doing now. So I'd like to thank Smadewell for coming on, and I'm going to post a link to that. I know I went on about him a whole bunch. However, I know that there are still more people like him out there who have done research and would like to jump in. So if you're out there, just get in touch. You know, who knows? And I I know I was probably wrong about a lot of things. I'm just starting to get into the early New Testament, and I really appreciate the comments. They've been most helpful. And I have not read the Quran, so I'm sorry to my Muslim viewers. I have a hard time picking out comparisons and viewpoints from that point of view, and I know at some point it did play a role. So I want to thank some of those people for thank some of the Islamic people for coming on and explaining some of those viewpoints. And okay, YouTubers and live videos, take care, and take care of yourself and each other.